Gotta have American Dad in the back.
Yeah, gotta represent.
Yeah. You saw that just sponsored Green Day's coffee?
What? American Dad?
That's good.
Didn't know they. No.
Green Day's making a coffee, and for some reason it's sponsored by American Dad, and it's all over the commercials right now. It makes no sense, but I'm here for it.
I'm
All right.
down.
Well, this is Just Two Boys, episode 4? 4.
Four.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is for Delta Hate, the Mess We Made EP, parts 1 and 2. So 4 songs. I mean, one's an intro, but whatever, it's a song.
It's a song.
4 songs in 3 days. Flew to Atlanta, drove to Alabama, drove back to Atlanta, and then home.
It was a whirlwind trip.
I don't remember any of
The
it.
definition of...
I was asleep most of the time.
So let's talk technical stuff about we'll get to the band. Don't worry. We'll get to the band. But first, the technical stuff of how we made things. So just first of all, we shot it on a red Komodo again, because we shot the John Candy video, the super long titled one.
Yeah.
And I had a good experience with that one. It's nice and small. I can hold it in one hand. I like that. And my DZO Pictor lenses.
Oh.
We shot the John Candy with those as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good combo.
I like it a lot.
And then as far as lighting, this gets a little more intricate because of the way that we had to pack everything. So we had 3 40-pound cases, or not cases, bags, whatever.
Bags, yes.
Because we flew Frontier, because we're trying to keep everything cheap so that we can, so the band could afford it. So anyone out there, we can make it work. But it was 3 40-pound bags. We had to weigh them very specifically.
Yep.
And I had to get a case that fit whatever Frontier's requirements were. So we had the
We had Quasar 2s because there was a limit on the size of the bag itself. So we had Asteras on deck, but we couldn't bring them because they wouldn't fit in the bags.
4-foot
Yeah,
Steras.
4 fits.
So we had those available, but because they didn't fit, I bought a case that you could fit 2-foot lights diagonally. And then I ended up buying, because I was going to rent some 2-foot tubes, but it was Christmas time. It was easy to they were on sale. So I bought some Amaran tubes, and they fit perfectly in there. So we had like a combo of like 3 Quasar, like daylight ones.
Yep.
And then the 2 Amaran, like RGB, whatever.
So we had a 2-foot Quasar, then the 1-foot, and then the little guy.
Yeah.
So just a
Like
little-
6-inch, whatever.
Yeah.
So and we had the one Amaran 200-watt LED that's right there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, the
So
one
we-
that we're using. Yeah.
And the little fellers, the cube
Oh,
ones.
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
We
cubes.
had I have them written down here.
Whatever they're called, they're magical.
Amaran MC. I had one of those, and then 2 small rig RGB lights, the $30 lights.
They were so nice.
And seriously, for $30, those are fucking great lights.
Really good lights.
All of the stands that we took are these mic stands.
Yep.
So if you unscrew them right here, they have a 1/4-inch thread that fits the lights perfectly. So literally all of our light stands were mic stands.
Yeah.
And it worked. And for that light over there, we just had to buy like a turnaround
Yep.
sprocket thing. And then even the barn doors was just black wrap because the barn door wouldn't
right, I
fit
forgot.
in the
Oh,
case.
that's right. We made a snoot.
Yeah.
Out of black wrap.
And then the 2 lights that really saved everything for being outside in the middle of nowhere in
yes.
darkness were the sausage lights.
Yeah, sausage
Cypress's
lights.
sausage
The
lights.
Air Star sausage lights, as they're called.
And they're pretty good. They got far range and
Yeah.
We needed to be out in the middle of nowhere too, so like having them battery powered was a big thing as
Yeah.
well.
Powering off of V-mounts.
You're being more delicate than you would ever be.
Yeah.
But there's a good picture of Kyle holding on our Instagram. So Javi Ben Media or Buy Tacos
I don't
from
have
me.
one, so
It's even on. We co-posted with Delta Hate, so you can go to their
Yes.
thing too, and it's on there. But it's Kyle holding up one of the sausage lights with just a ton of bugs around him.
yeah.
It's a great picture.
I've eaten many. Yes.
Also, yeah, if you want to just see any behind-the-scenes stuff, go to either Buy Tacos from me or Javi Ben Media or Delta Hate because co-posted most things. But there's behind-the-scenes videos and pictures and stuff of the making of all that.
But no tacos.
No tacos.
Not yet.
Well, actually, I don't know. Has anyone asked?
Yeah, I told that one guy asked to buy it from me. Offered me $10
Nice.
because he had a taco company.
Just a little more technical stuff. The tripod itself, because I have a regular big beefy Manfrotto tripod, but it wouldn't fit and it's too heavy.
Yeah.
So I had to look up what are the best video travel tripods. And I always have my eye on that Peak Design one just because I get all the ads for it. It looks really nice. I'm generally a fan of Peak Design. But apparently that was not the best one. And I got the Ulanzi F38 travel tripod. It weighs 2.5 pounds. And it beat Peak Design in all the reviews. And then the head was a small rig DH10, which also weighs 2.5 pounds. So the tripod itself only weighed 5 pounds, which is really good for traveling, not good for stability when you're on set trying to put the camera down in between shots.
It's true.
Well, a number of almost all the shots were handheld anyways, so the tripod was more of a formality to hold it. But yes,
Yeah.
it still was just enough to hold, but not to move.
Yeah. There was maybe 5 shots total where we used the tripod, and it's the slow zoom out shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, after day 1 of me holding the camera, my bicep was so sore the next day because I was like, what the heck did I do? And then on set, I was like, oh, I'm holding it like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I need to use the tripod. I fucking brought it. I need to use it.
Just bring a sandbag. It's all you need for it. Just a few sandbags.
Yeah, but we don't have the weight for a sandbag.
That's true.
I mean, okay, so because we talked about it on the plane back that we need to figure out ways to kind of make things work with lighter gear. And
If you have a freight company, get in contact with us.
we would love to work together.
Yeah.
So I booked the flights from LAX to Atlanta, even though we were shooting in Montgomery, Alabama, because that was the cheapest flight. There is a local airport in Montgomery.
Very close by.
Yeah, seriously. But it was $1,000 per ticket versus the $150 that we ended up paying for ours round trip. So we got to Atlanta, went to go get our car, and there was no car available. And there was some dude there yelling that he'd been there since the night before.
Yep.
Eventually, an hour later, we got a car,
Yeah.
drove the 2.5 hours, worked the whole day, and then I had to call the hotel to make sure they didn't we could still get into the room even though we were arriving at midnight. But from the time we left LAX at 9 p.m. to the time that we got to our hotel was 11 their time.
Yeah.
So we worked a 35-hour day
Yeah.
that day.
I fell asleep with my eyes open in the car ride down because I didn't want to be impolite.
Leave those eyes open.
Yeah, they were showing me songs. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah,
Just Pacific Coast Party by Smash Mouth on loop.
the whole
For
ride.
its 2.5-hour drive.
I can't sleep during that and look like an asshole.
At the end of that day where we're driving to the hotel and I'm speeding a little and Ian's
A
like,
normal amount of speed.
yeah. Ian looks over and he's like, I don't want to be that guy, but can you stop speeding? Because if a cop pulls us over, it's just going to make this day last longer.
The thought of even another 20 or 30 minutes being pulled over is enough for me. It's I don't care. Drive exactly the speed limit.
It's probably a good
Even
call.
though there's not a soul for miles.
And a ton of dead animals.
And a ton
Remember
of
there
dead
was-
That's
animals.
right.
Yeah,
There was deer every 2 minutes.
Not a good place for deer.
not a good place.
I had one request. Even though I booked the flights, I had one request that we be back in time for our Tiny Moving Parts show at
yeah.
Chain Reaction.
Yeah,
And I booked the tickets, sent them to Ian, and he's just like, so we're not seeing Tiny Moving Parts. And I'm like, God damn it. We were arriving while they were getting on the stage, basically.
Hope you had a good show.
yeah. I'm sure it was fun.
However, we did get a free Delta Hate show.
Sure
They
did.
played their whole set list.
That was actually really cool.
That was actually really cool.
I don't
yeah.
think I've ever had a concert in my face that close.
You
That
can
was just for me.
you can feel her screams in your body. It's crazy.
And Shay, we're sorry we didn't know the lyrics to be able to yell them back at you. We tried.
I have since listened to the album. It's really good.
Same. Will never happen again.
I never.
So let's talk about building the sets, because Ian and I planned the whole thing trying to use existing, like what they had available. That way we didn't have to spend more money on like, oh, well, let's rent this house to do whatever. Like, let's just see what they had available and make it that way. So the things we ended up using their rehearsal space for every single video.
Yep.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was super helpful. So for Neill, we did the white sheet behind them, which is just the plastic sheet.
Yep.
It's a little white psyche, but it's I'll allow it.
It's got a motivated movement in it. It's fun.
Yeah, I wanted to do the slow pull out thing just from the hi-hats. I thought that would look really cool.
Yeah.
So hey,
And the band members were getting really frustrated because they didn't want to rip anything down. So the whole time they're just like, "Oh, I don't want to rip anything
well,
down."
that's for one question.
Was that one question?
Yeah, that's the next one. So for one question, we did more of the plastic sheets and the peaks, and that was like you had done that before.
That's based on another commercial that was designed to look like mountain ranges made out of plastic.
So that came out really good.
It looked really
I thought it looked good for just being plastic, like painter's sheets.
Yeah.
2 laps, we did tinsel, just to connect it back to the car trunk in the story side. And then for 3 lies, we shot the whole thing in there. We originally only had plans to do Neill in one question. And then just in our conversations with the band, they decided they wanted to do the whole EP. And 3 Lies was the one that was the hardest for us to come up with a story. We had a completely different story for it, which I still want to do.
Yeah, you'll save it.
And like we fully planned it too for 3 Lies. And I had it ready to go to like pitch to them. And then it's like you left. And I was like, something's still not right. And I changed it to the idea.
Stayed up for 9 more hours.
I changed it to the idea that we ended up shooting, which is they all kill each other, basically. And then that's what restarted that's what led to Neill starting. So the original idea wouldn't have connected it like that.
I think the setups are also worth pointing out, too. We couldn't bring anything because of weight and everything else, so there was no component of building anything here. It was all what was cheap and in volume, and you could ship to Alabama.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff too was shipped to them, so that we didn't have to travel with it. The gun, the hammer, all the flowers that Shay is laying in the car.
Yeah.
The tinsel, anything you could order, I just shipped it to their house.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the things that we picked up were just like at a Home Depot, like the plastic sheets, the tape, like random things that we need, waters, stuff like that.
We essentially just raided a Michaels electronically.
The junkyard was the only wild card.
Yeah.
Because we were like, they have to, like, there's like 5 junkyards there.
There has to be somebody who knows a guy at a junkyard.
Yeah.
And it worked out that the guy who owned the junkyard also had the empty lot for us to do her getting exhumed. So that worked out really well. And it's apparently a guy that they knew from the gym.
It was nice to be in a small town where everybody gets along for the most part.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And not everyone wants to sell you their script.
Except for the one,
One
skinhead guy. Yeah.
Every town has one.
There was just one dude who we were walking around Prattville,
Yep.
and he's just some random shirtless skinhead dude who, as we were walking by, shouted like,
I'll put all 3 of you in the ground.
That's what it was.
And this man, we still don't know if he was wearing headphones or noise-canceling headphones.
He had something on his head.
He had something on his head. And he was pissed at us because we walked by his bike. That was the problem. We walked a little too close to his bike.
I get it.
And that was the same spot where we ended up shooting Shay getting out of the trunk and running. Because I was like, oh, that was a perfect spot.
It's a good spot.
That's good energy, too, for it. It was worked out.
Kyle was in it again.
Yeah.
Just keeping in the Just Two Boys universe where Kyle always has a role.
I guess so.
In case you couldn't tell by the only the eye shot.
Yeah.
Those are Kyle's
He's the
eyes.
forensic photographer
I was
guy.
such a good actor, I bet you didn't notice.
It was funny when we were shooting. First of all, when we arrived on day 1, like we're saying hi to the band, and Brent looks at Kyle, and he goes, "You didn't tell me you were bringing the peanut butter boy."
I think it's also worth pointing out too that you and I did a fair amount of walking around on Google Earth too, just trying to see places and trying to plan places. So it's a helpful tool.
Yeah. Also, Brent telling me like, "Hey, don't stay in Montgomery. We live in Prattville. You should stay in Prattville." Just for the hotel.
I don't think we ever even drove into Montgomery, so we didn't even.
Their rehearsal space is in Montgomery.
Yeah.
But it's like the top corner.
Right on the edge.
So we literally only went into the top corner of Montgomery or drove through it to get to Prattville.
That's right. Yeah.
Neill in one question or one video. That video was like 80% done on the plane ride back home.
I just forgot.
Because I was editing in the airport and then in the plane. And by the time we landed, Ian's girlfriend picked us up. And I was like, "You want to watch the video?" Because it was basically like 80% done. And I was like, "Yeah, this is essentially what the video's going to be. There's just a couple missing clips."
I mean, tell how long was the whole process, like from start to finish of this whole thing?
Yeah, because when the John Candy song came out that featured Delta Hate, we knew that was going to get Delta Hate excited for like a music video because they didn't have one. They only had that live performance White Psych video.
Yes.
So Ian and I planned the Neill in one question video, and we had that
strategically planned.
Yeah, we had that pitch deck ready to send to them when that John Candy video came out, and it worked exactly as we planned. We fucking got you. We fucking got you. Yeah. But yeah, so they liked the idea. Brent sent over like, "Oh yeah, we were gonna do something, but it's like super basic." And he sent me like a couple ideas for like images that they had, and he's like, "Your thing just blew that out of the water." That was mid-October,
Yes.
and we shot literally like a month later.
A month later, about
with Delta Hate, and then had the videos done a week after we finished shooting. So from pitching to giving them the video was roughly 5 weeks.
It's nuts.
And the first 3 weeks was us just waiting to get to the shoot date.
Yeah.
So it was some planning and some ordering of stuff, but like not a lot of work until like, all right, it's time to pack and get out of there.
Yeah.
So pretty quick turnaround time.
And I think what was the only expense we had on top of that was the extra bag we had to add in the end.
Yeah, because we originally just had the 2 bags, and then we were like, "Oh, we have more stuff."
Yeah.
But pretty close.
I got to fit some stuff in my bag.
That's right.
Oh yeah, we threw away some Duvetine in the airport.
Whatever weight couldn't be stored, it went in my bag.
It's so fucking dumb that they're like, "Oh, your bag is 1 pound heavy. You have to pay
plane
more."
could crash.
Yeah.
But then you just shove that in your pocket.
Put it in a different bag.
It's not like the weight of the plane is any different, but whatever. All right. Anything else?
No, I mean.
All right. Let's go to the interview with the band.
What natural harmonic do you use?
On that one?
Yeah.
The D string. Third fret.
Third?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm like G9.
Like a higher string.
Like G9.
Oh.
Yeah, way up there.
All right, we're rolling. So we're here with Teeth is Bones.
Teeth is?
Delta Hate. We're here with Delta Hate. Hello.
Correction, teeth are bones.
Teeth are bones. I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Teeth is plural. It would be tooth is bone.
Tooth is bone.
That goes pretty hard too. I like that.
Do you guys mind just introducing yourself so we can hear your voice?
I'm Brent.
What do you do in the band?
I play guitar.
I'm Shay. I do vocals.
And I'm Neill. I play guitar.
And there's 2 members missing, which is Ryan and Mike.
But today we've got Ian and Javi with us, and they will be honorary rhythm section.
Cool. You can do bass. I can do drums.
Yeah.
Neill 2, Neill 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian made that joke earlier to Gina that there was like, oh yeah, Neill 2, Neill 3. And
Yeah.
I had to explain that when we started, the very first shot, I thought Ryan was Neill.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, Neill,
yeah.
can you move over here? And like,
We're all
he wasn't
looking
moving.
at Neo, and Javi's looking at Ryan.
I was like, can you? So before we get started, just to shout out the crew that worked on it. So it was Ian and I as the like producers, directors, writing the story. I fleshed it all out, shot it, edited. Ian was Gaffer AC. Kyle, who is the peanut butter boy in everything that we've done.
Kyle.
He was grip, electric, and he played the the forensics photographer. And then special thanks to Eric Warner, Cypress, and Matt Hill for letting us borrow some gear. And shout out to Brent for taking care of all logistic stuff out here, because we were talking a lot before the shoot.
Right.
Finding a junkyard.
Junkyard.
Yeah. Junkyard and the hole
The
Yeah.
hole.
that Shay was gonna get buried.
Yep.
So let's talk about how we met. Yeah.
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 So through the John Candy.
The John Candy.
How did they reach out to you guys?
It's still, it makes no sense to me. It happened. Yeah. And one day we had a message on Instagram, on our what was it, Instagram page, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in doing a feature with us?" And so I immediately screenshot. I sent it to the band chat. I was like, "Holy shit!" And Neil's like, "Holy shit! If you don't
Yeah.
do that, I'm out of the band."
That's exactly what I said.
And so started working on that and got to film video stuff for the song, and Just Two Boys came about.
Because you knew about them, right?
Yeah, I knew about them for about a year at that point.
Yeah.
I already liked their music a
Actually,
lot.
Neil showed me them 6 months
Yeah,
before that even
on a
happened.
ride
I was
to
like,
the
damn,
show.
yeah, they're sick.
Yeah.
And then just out of nowhere, DM.
That's cool.
Internet is magical.
I had talked to Brent on the phone before we started, or while we were doing that music video. You called me randomly,
Right.
Because I sent you guys what I needed from
Mhm.
Shay, and I told Ian, I was like, this guy just called me and was like, "This is the most professional thing I've ever seen."
No, the script looked like A1.
I mean, the outline, it was just to the T. Whatever we needed to do, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no guessing.
Yeah,
Like
which is, I mean,
timestamps.
I wanted we had a very specific way to put you in it, so it needed to be specific, and you guys
Mhm.
you nailed it.
Yes.
And that was you shot it. I forget what it's called.
LCY Media.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out Tim Holder, Carlisle Jones.
Um,
Yeah.
I just remember we were grocery shopping for all of the things because we had a whole setup, of the plates and stuff we were gonna eat, and you were gonna reverse it, and I was gonna be a projectile taking it out of my mouth or whatever, and I sat and ate the food for a solid 5 minutes, and then I took this shot of Fireball,
Mm.
and it was 10 o'clock in the morning. I was thinking, oh my God, this is terrible. And I think this shot was maybe 5 to 10 seconds long. I was like, I gave them 5 minutes of me eating food. Yeah.
I put it around because it was anyone who hasn't seen the video, it's on the TVs while the John Candy's in that house. But I did see that you did everything, and I was like, how can I use this just as much as possible? Because that was a lot of food. And I was like, I feel kind of bad that she had to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I used it 2 or 3 times, but it's always 2 to 3 seconds
Yeah.
long.
I'd do it again.
Yeah.
So when that video came out, because we talked about it, because we were like, well, they put out an EP not that long ago. And
And it rips.
yeah.
Thank you.
And then we were like, well, what if we pitch them an idea? So we sat down before the John Candy video came out and just kind of put together a rough idea. And we waited for the video to come out because we knew that as soon as it came out and it got some attention, you guys were going to get excited about
Yeah.
it. And then we were like, by the way, we got an idea for you guys. And it worked.
It's good delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are. Glad you liked the story.
Well, I can't remember exactly, but I was already thinking, hey, what if we did a full video for all 4 songs? I don't know if it came before or after you had pitched the initial idea, because I think it was just initially nil in one question, but I was like, why wouldn't we make this full length, sort of
only 9.5
movie
minutes.
movie-esque thing? It's not going to be that much, and it would be something I would look back on and be super proud of.
Yeah, when we talked, it was just nil in one question, and
Yeah.
that was because we didn't want to be let's shoot the whole thing and try to get you guys to do that.
Yes.
And then Brent brought that up that you guys actually were planning to do something for the whole the whole EP. And you sent me the idea. It was just a screenshot of your notes app.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you sent back something like 2 days later that just blew my notes away. Like, okay, dude, I see you do this all the time. Like, but yeah, it was.
And then let's just bring up too that I had like bunny masks in there that you guys didn't like.
No.
And it was a good call to get rid of the bunny masks.
Yeah.
We were really big fans of the ski masks that actually, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still wear mine sometimes.
It was just those 2 songs, not the whole thing. We had a plan for those first 2 that you guys were like, great, expand it, do the whole thing so that it's like one long story. And we originally for the last song, 3 lies.
3 questions.
For 3 lies, we had a completely different story that I changed like the day before we sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
Because it didn't fit. And like I had a conversation with you about this, that the last song was always in my mind like a separate, like it didn't flow into it like the rest of them did for some reason in my mind. And I think it reflects that in the video because it's the prequel.
Prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think looking back on it now, that's like my favorite one.
Yeah.
Just because it's so violent for no reason. But
it's my favorite when I get those texts the day before. They're like, so hear me out.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to scrap everything.
okay. That happens a lot.
I do that with music too. I'm like, yeah, let's just gut this whole part.
Yeah.
Just
See, and you and I are in a similar creative wavelength just for music and video stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, yeah, that was all right, but it never sat well with me.
Mm-hmm.
What has the reception been so far? Like, has anyone said anything, good or bad?
Last show we were at, this girl came up and we were selling merch at the merch table, and she came up. She was like, "Oh my gosh, are you the one that had the dirt all over you?" And then Shay was like, "Yeah."
Well, I'm almost unrecognizable right now. I don't have the super bright pink red hair, and so people are like, "Are you that girl?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of the comments are, "How was it being buried?" And like, are your eyes okay?
Whenever we show it to people, because obviously, like, we have friends that are in film and everything, and we show them stuff, I just watch them.
Yeah.
I watch them watch the video.
Oh my god, we were
Visceral
watching a video
reaction.
the same way. It was like Mr. Beast of him recalling his
The Beast
the
Games.
Beast Games, and
You
like
guys seen that?
he's like, I just watched their like
Way off topic. Anyway.
I watched their reactions. I don't watch the show. I watch other people watching it.
Yeah. Especially when it's like, I know what they're looking at, even though I'm not looking at it, and it's always the part where you open your eyes in the dirt,
Yeah.
and I see them go, oh. But even if you...
She's been through some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
if you played, like when we watched the raw footage, when you open your eyes at first time, me behind the camera goes, oh my God.
like you should have kept the breath hitch in the shot
Yeah.
instead of like,
But it's literally like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was a moment where I was like, oh, this is going to be the make or break.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, man, we're not going to finish
And
this.
it technically makes it onto the shirt, because that's your guys' new shirt for that EP.
Yep.
That's the front,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Pretty much.
And
Yep.
I like that we had some part in like the creative.
even on the
For that.
backside, that design's got the junkyard. We definitely
It
took
was the inspiration was from your script.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we used.
When
That's what Josh used.
yeah, I remember you sent me the design, and I was with our friend Grant, and I was like, "Look at this," and he's like, "I would buy that."
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's-
I was
yeah.
like, I said, would you wear this?
Send him
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
link.
I will. Why did you guys decide to post it on the Lawn Chair Youth channel as opposed to like your own or whatever?
We don't have a YouTube channel. And if I just made one out of nowhere, I feel like it wouldn't get any traction from maybe new fans. Besides, the only thing we have really is our Instagram that we can get traction from. I mean, Spotify, you can't post videos to Spotify, but
We had previously posted, our album or our EPs on Lawn Chair Youth, and it's a really accessible. People who don't get to just know about us already, there's this platform to where there's so many different artists that even if they don't know who they are, they're going to check it out because they've seen something they like on it. And so it was already there, available and accessible for a lot of people who might not know who we are. And so
And LCY shot our uncut for RFB, so that was already there.
Previous
Yeah,
relationship.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, I forgot to mention, shout out to Andrew, because he was in the
Oh yeah.
10 blade.
Yeah. So just shout out to him. Just throwing that in there because I forgot to
Yes.
mention him, and I just saw his name right here.
I also just want to give another big shout out to Andrew for nursing my wound on site at the video shoot. Still got a nasty scar.
Mhm.
Yeah. I saw, you could see in the video, it's just like one shot, all of a sudden you
You
have
have
like
a
some,
wrapped
yeah.
up knee.
But that's, good commitment to the video.
Yep. Shout out Andrew the nurse.
So one of the things that we talked a lot about when we were coming up with all of these was the amount of violence in it. And especially for like YouTube, Brent's concern was, will we get like flagged or anything for it?
Yeah.
And that led a lot of the creative when it came to like keeping things implied or like YouTube
Yeah.
appropriate. So like we had like diamonds playing the part of blood basically. So we had no fake blood. The shotgun fires flowers instead of like a fire thing. And then no blood, hammering somebody, but it's off screen.
Yeah, it's off screen and out of focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, suffocating somebody on the chair, like that
Yeah.
was off screen. And just everything out of focus. So, bringing up the flowers, that tattoo that one dude got.
Holy shit. When I saw, I had no relationship with the guy who'd gotten it. I mean, it's just so crazy that somebody would do that. And it's a beautiful tattoo. And the shot with the shotgun is one of my favorites out of all of them. It's amazing.
That was one of the first, because there's when we're breaking down a song to figure out a script, we're trying to find like what are the most like iconic images we can come up with, and then work around how we tie those all together. And I'm pretty sure that was like the first shot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because we were like, when it's too perfect of a moment with the cocking of the gun
Mhm.
matches the song perfectly. Saying get fucked
Yeah, I
obviously
mean-
matches perfectly.
Like even the beats to pull each person out, like
Mhm.
they're all on a beat as 1, 2, 3. Each
Yeah.
person goes.
And we had Andrew pulling people too.
Andrew snatched the fuck out of me. I hit the ground so hard.
I was trying to do the recoil and like make it look believable. I've never shot a shotgun in my life. And I just remember on the third one, I'm like, this feels really stupid what I'm doing right now. But it looked great.
Yeah, especially because it's so fast too.
Yeah.
If anyone's calling out whatever, like clearly we're not going to use a real fucking shotgun, so it's not gonna kick you back. But I like it a lot. That's one of my favorite shots too. In terms of schedule, because we're not from here. We flew from California to Atlanta, and then drove 2.5 hours to you guys,
Champs.
which we did again today. I mean, we flew in, whatever. We were already here, but point is, we started shooting on a Saturday. It was November 9th, and we delivered the first cut of both videos 8 days later on November 17th.
This makes us look pretty bad though. Like maybe we're like divas.
No.
Hey, get us this product now.
No, because we had a plan that I would get it to you within like 2 weeks or something.
Which was still just bonkers.
I think that's just because of the way that we shoot. Because the whole point of us starting like the music video business is because we fucking hate the like cookie cutter,
Yeah.
white psych, empty warehouse. Like it's all too similar. And having been on a bunch of shoots ourselves, like they just shoot and they figure it out later.
Yeah.
Versus what we do, which is like these are the beats per section of the song. So when it comes to editing, it's just putting the pieces together
Mhm.
because it's already shot to fit a certain spot. So it takes out all the guesswork on editing. And I think that's because I hate editing and I'm a shooter. So
It's like a 98% perfect idea, only because occasionally I'm like, oh, what if we had this? And you're like, don't have it.
Nope.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's right.
That also came into play for the very beginning of Neill when you guys, it was like that pull out wide shot and it was it was the full shot of it pulling out from Mike. And then you guys were like, let's cut it up and add some of Shay. I was like, fuck, I don't think I have any of that footage because it's so specific. So it's a double-edged sword. Like we get to get things out quickly, but it's also little to no backup if something goes wrong.
Lot of pre-production.
Yeah. A lot of pre-production, and then if while we're shooting it we don't get it, we shoot again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to we're already there, just reset and try again, which we did a couple times.
Yeah.
Getting you out of the dirt every time that I was like, all right, Shay, you got to get back in the hole.
She said, "Are you fucking
Are
kidding
you
me?"
fucking kidding me?
There's like some of the behind the scenes videos where it's like I say that and you're like, okay, and then it turns and he's just standing there holding a White Claw and you're like, I'm fine. Some of the props that we ordered had to get shipped here for ease of like what we could bring,
Mm-hmm.
but also like the shotgun.
Yep.
Can't ship that to California for some reason.
That is wild. Oh, I didn't even realize that it was usable, that it was like air pump, and it comes with things to I did not know that at all.
Oh, it comes with stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know
We
that.
didn't even get that far.
No, we opened it, just broke off the orange tip, and we were like, all right, we're
Good
good
to
to go.
go.
No, there's like pellets
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
a pellet gun.
It's a pellet gun.
Have
Yeah.
you used it?
Mm.
We can.
Looks like Gina wants to use it.
That's coming on with her.
We can't take it.
But I mean, like, part of like, getting all that stuff there was like, on top of that, not having any room in our suitcases either. So it was just, whatever we could get and move over here.
I
So-
was beside myself when you showed up and you had all of the equipment, everything that we were trying to think, oh my God, do they need lights? Do they need this, that? You had everything aside from whatever was shipped here. And I was just thinking this would be a nightmare to travel with. I would be on edge the entire time. I would not sleep until I looked inside those cases and made sure everything was right where it was supposed to be. I couldn't do it.
I think it just helps that we've been doing it for so long,
But still.
and then we were. It was only going to be us two when the initial idea was just Neill and one question. It was just going to be us, and then like 2 cases and whatever we could fit in our backpacks.
Mhm.
But then when we expanded it, we were like, all right, we got to bring another person for just general help, which is always Kyle.
Always kind of.
And then
I think so fondly of Kyle.
Kyle.
everyone always does.
Shout out Kyle.
When we first showed up and Kyle got out of the car, the look on Brent's face,
Like, kid
You're the
in a
peanut butter
candy.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been waiting to meet you.
because I was standing between them and Brent just goes, "You didn't tell me this guy
Yeah.
was coming."
Yeah, that was cool to see him.
In my head for a moment too, because like it's only newer that Kyle is like the peanut butter guy, but I was like, who's he? Does he know Kyle from where? Like, oh, that's right.
Kyle does a lot of the times. People will be like, "Oh no, I know you," and he's like, "No, you don't."
I was comparing him to Michael C. Hall the whole time. I was like, this is Dexter, dude. This is Dexter.
I mean, even for us, like hitting the ground running, like I was up the whole day before we landed. Then we took a red eye, and then we landed, and then just went right into
Yeah,
it. So.
no, I'm surprised you guys didn't have jet lag.
I mean, I don't know if it was stressed enough that all of this filming was done in 3 days.
4 videos, 3 days.
From pretty much like mid-afternoon early to 12 o'clock at night. This was
Yeah,
a grind.
it was. So we're used to that type of shit, but coming to a band, especially like we don't know you guys like as people. So we don't know like if you guys would have had a good attitude about like doing what we need to do, because some people are divas sometimes and they're like, I already did that shot, I don't want to do it again or whatever, especially with like the dirt in your eyes or whatever, or getting shoved into a trunk
Yeah.
like pulled out,
Getting tackled. Like, I mean,
getting hit in the
like,
face with a crowbar.
yeah.
So I mean, it was a lot of thanks to you guys and how you guys kind of went with it too. To the point where you didn't ask to go to lunch on the first day. Because there was a point where I was like, we could keep shooting, or like, are you guys hungry? And all of you were like, yeah, we can eat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then
You're
say something.
something.
But good, you guys are good sports about it, so we appreciate that a lot. We're too far. For that whole scene, it was supposed to rain too. I know we talked about that.
Right. Yeah, I was
And-
like, I don't know what the weather's gonna do, man.
Mhm.
It's looking bad.
I mean, we were leaning into it the whole time. Like that was the idea, was it would be raining.
Mhm.
And, for us, like
Like Lady Gaga said that one time, we've got free reign. Like, she's like, we're not stopping production. This is free reign. Like, come on.
It's free production design.
Yeah.
And like where we're from, obviously, we don't have rain.
That's not usually a problem we have to deal with. But we talked about it, and I was like, we just roll with it, I guess. Tickets are booked, gear's packed, everything's paid for. We're there. It's gonna suck.
We're gonna do
But
it.
let's just do it.
Make it happen.
And luckily it did not. It like rained a little bit as we were
Briefly,
cleaning
yeah.
up.
Yeah, maybe.
But
But even after the fact, once we were done, in my head, I'm like, God, thank God it didn't rain. That
Yeah.
was- Like, just with the the timeline of everything, anyways. So
and night shoots are never easy. And I hadn't tested those sausage lights that we had. So it could have gone horribly wrong right from the start.
Yeah.
And not to mention out here how dark it really is at night.
Yeah.
Like, there's no ambiance from any city lights, nothing. Like,
We had a full moon, or almost a full moon. And that shot
That
was
one
fucking
shot.
dope.
Yeah.
With all of you guys like running up to the hole.
Right.
And you fucking grabbing my legs the whole time when I'm like,
Oh,
no,
yeah, I
come.
was tickling you. Like, hey, Abby.
I was like, God, I showed it to Gina and I was like, look at Brent's hands when he goes down. It goes like right to my legs, and he's just like
Tickle, tickle. It's like, stop.
I'm like, stop, not right now.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. What are you doing? When is Shay gone? She has to work.
Yeah.
Why is that the common theme with Brent? This is not solely. I don't feel special. This is
Oh,
not
fuck
just.
you, asshole.
I could rattle off like 5 men that are like, Shay gone yet?
Brent, why are you so quiet?
No comment.
So another thing, we were supposed to have a sports car, but we ended up getting a Volvo whatever S60.
60 is.
Because I had reserved a sports car because I was like, it'll be cool, and then we'll get to drive it.
Sports.
Yeah, sports. And then I was like, wait, we need shots of like the rest of the band fighting like in the back of the car.
And you're like, I can't fit the band in the
No.
car.
And then I was like, also, we have 3 full suitcases of gear that are not going to fit in a sports car. And that car drives so nice, but I fucking hate it. The panel is so stupid. Why are you shaking your head?
I mean, I remember just getting in at one point when we were filming 2 laps, and I pressed a button. I could not figure it
Oh,
out. And the sunroof opened, and I could not get it closed. And you're like, it's closed. I'm like, it's not closed.
It was like up, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then we couldn't figure out how to put the back seat down. Because we
Oh
were
my
trying
gosh,
to
yeah,
get
we
it.
wanted to like
Yeah.
fold it down.
Ooh. But yeah, so that was annoying. And then you looked it up afterwards, right? And it was like some latch that was hidden. It was real stupid.
You had to like crawl up into the car to get to the latch, but yeah, it was way too late.
And it cut you, so fuck that car.
Dude,
Check her out.
Oh, damn.
still, this is what, 4 months later?
Something like that.
Rough.
Yeah.
I'm a team player.
No one was doubting.
No, but then Ian got in the trunk and like put tape on all of the little pieces. It was like not happening again.
There's a video. If somebody wants to watch Ian doing that, there's a video on our Instagram. It's Javi Ben Media or Buy Tacos From Me.
That's us.
That's Ian.
BTS behind the scenes.
Yeah. I still have one more clip, but I wanted to talk to you guys before posting it because it's Mike blacking out his face.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've always wanted to do this. I'm like, I should ask if it's cool to play that clip.
Yeah.
It's clearly a joke. Everyone calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
I think Mike's lived a sheltered life, and we're bringing him out, and we're paying the consequences.
And I think you're in that video putting just way too much. Because you just kept going.
I wanted it to look good.
You wanted to make sure it's all covered, so you just kept going. Until it, no.
And then Neill like pockets the black paint. He's like, I'm saving this for later. Didn't you take it home?
Yeah, I got it in my bathroom.
Well, if he's still wearing the mask, you got to keep the.
Yeah, that's
you'll,
right.
You'll look stupid without it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The font between 2 laps and 3 lies. I know that was because we didn't really have a plan to how to connect it to the prequel or whatever. And you guys came up with a Kingdom Hearts reference for that. Why?
I don't know. I
Dude, okay.
That was me.
Yeah.
It was kind of, yeah.
I was like, it should look more like the font from that.
Just
Yeah.
cause?
I don't know. I
Amazing
just
game.
yeah. That was the only reference I could think of.
Kind of gives you a mysterious, like, what?
Yeah.
But even when we were recording One Question, there's a whisper portion in the song where we sort of took guidance from that and sort of like
That's right.
overlapped the layering of the whispers to sort of mimic that. It's like, am I losing my mind? It just was a
Just like kind of voices inside
Wait,
your
what-
head.
what
kind
song?
Of deal.
One Question.
Oh, really?
There's like a whisper portion where we overlap whispers and it mirrors that.
Right.
It's really like low key.
Low.
The song, yeah.
I need to listen to that again. That's
Super low key Kingdom Hearts reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
twice.
So we went back to that for the
But
video
it also just
transition.
looks cool.
Yeah. Neil, I told Shay I wanted a quad cortex for my birthday. I think I'm gonna
Oh,
get it.
sick. That would
Yeah.
be awesome.
No, I was
dude.
legitimately looking at. I was like, oh, what if I got him a quad cortex? And then I looked it up. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, what if? Yeah, what if? I was thinking,
She called me. She said, "Do you know how much these things are?" And I said, "Yeah,
That's why you don't want to buy it.
yeah, that's exactly." So
See, I have a bunch of stuff, but Gina doesn't know the costs of everything. So
It's better that way.
Yeah. She's like, I could buy this for you, and I'm like, no, it's
Don't
okay.
worry about it.
I got it. So one last thing I had to bring up was utilizing your rehearsal space for the 4 videos.
Yeah.
Because when we were planning stuff, we were like, what do they have that won't like cost more money? The whole point is to try to make it like affordable for you guys, right? And like we are charging the bare minimum to try to deliver something that all of us are proud of, we're not just trying to like get work or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we mostly do it to become friends with the band and free shirts.
Yes.
And we're still waiting
Or
for the
hoodies.
free shirts.
That's why he came to my house. It's in that room over there.
All the way. Okay, for sure.
But yeah, what was your guys' experience kind of on everything? What did you like that we did, and what can we do better?
Neil?
I thought it was perfect. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
everything was to the point. Everything was pre-planned and precise. There was no like. I mean, there were a few things where we could be like, okay, what if we did this shot? Okay, let's do 2 shots of 2 different shots. That way you could go back and post to see which one is going to fit better for the vibe of the song. But that always comes into play. But I mean, 95% of it was just on time.
I had a great experience. Whenever we first started, I'll tell you, I had no idea what we were doing. Like, I was just there and you were like, do this. And I'm like, what are we doing? What's the vision? Like, where does this play? What song are we on? So I guess for an idiot like me, I need like, could you bring a cardboard cutout that like has the itinerary on it of like breakdown?
You want a
of,
schedule.
I want the schedule. I want the schedule because I'm just like, yeah, I can do this shot. What is it? Yeah.
Right as I was setting up, Neill saw the script because I have the script that I had on my iPad the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I could have shared that with you guys first.
It might look overwhelming though to somebody who's not.
I saw the iPad and
That's-
it was a little overwhelming.
I saw it too, but I was like, I want that.
I don't even read that.
Neill, does this look overwhelming?
Yeah, you can keep that. I don't need that.
There's like different colors in here. There's 3 charts.
No, but I mean, for us to have filmed in our practice spot, it's not huge by any means, but
It's not even as big as this room.
and so for us to have gotten what we've gotten using that space, it's amazing. Like that we were able to do that video within our budget, within what we could afford, and get the product that we got. And I'm in love with it, and I'm super proud of it. I mean, it's got each video's got over 10,000 views now, I think, which is
Somewhere around there.
super awesome. I was not expecting that. We did this video for us. We didn't do it for anybody else. We were like,
Yeah, not for you.
and so it was just amazing that we could do it.
Another thing that I was trying, with the whole script, I also don't want to share it because I don't want you guys to envision it in a certain way. And then if we can't recreate what's in your head, that's always a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
And then also there's because I'm shooting it, when I write something down, it's more of a reminder to myself. So we need to find some middle ground where it's like for the band and for me.
Yeah.
I also, another thing with editing that was difficult for me was making sure you guys like all had screen time. Because with the bands that we've shot have mainly been people that are up and moving, and it's like 3 people, 4 people, sometimes just 1 person.
Yeah.
So this was like the first real full band. And that's when I was always like, whenever it cuts to performances, it's these 2, then these 3, then these 3, then these 2. And I try to keep that balance so you all got your time to shine.
But the best part about that and trying to make it equal is how many times Mike's face was covered throughout 3 Lies. And just every time you were like, okay, we're going to do this shot, Mike, put the bag on. And we're like, because it's a running joke.
It's an inside joke.
Anytime we're playing a show, photographers miss Mike. Every time, and it's not a problem. Like, we're fine with it, but it's just so funny. We get pictures back of the band. Mike's nowhere to be seen, and so
he might have one shot where he's in the back,
and he's like, he looks like
shoulder.
he's just exhausted or something.
Shit in the bed.
And so,
I mean, Mike does have a very like stoic face. Like, there's just no. The rest of you are headbanging and like your face says you're in it, and then Mike is just
robotic
because he has to focus on all of his limbs. But that was funny. So I mean, I didn't intend for that to happen, but I'm glad it works out.
It's fantastic.
All right, put the bag over. Damn.
Anything else you want to add?
I mean, just about the ways we transform that space. I mean, just for the cheap and to make it look like different areas and like different hangings and just. So what? Everything came from Oriental Trading Company, right? For the most part,
and Home Depot.
Because
that's one of the things that we try to do is like, okay, if we travel somewhere, what does every place in the world have? Which is like Walmart, Home Depot, whatever stuff that we could ship to you guys. So even like in One Question, all the plastic wrap that's taped up, it's literally just like painter's tarp. And Ian had shot some North Face thing.
Yeah, like 10 years ago where we like made mountain ranges with plastic. So it's just, taking that idea and bringing it here.
The fringe, the shiny fringe, that's the one thing that I'm like, that didn't come out exactly how I wanted it to look.
What were you wanting it to look like?
I don't know. I just I thought it would be more like less in your way.
Oh my god.
So I know you
so much of my guitar.
Yeah. And like it limits your movement too, because it was stuck on your head.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one that I'm like, I don't know how that could have been better, but that one could have been better.
I remember distinctly like inhaling like in the middle of screaming, doing one of the live performance shots and just having it in my mouth, and I'm like, just keep going.
I remember Mike going into a breakdown at the end of 2 laps, and he just clipped the whole thing. And
Yeah.
just brought down like a big chunk of it, and I think it was still attached to his drumstick as he was hitting it.
Yeah, you could see that in the video. It's like
Yeah.
fully wrapped around. And I cut around yours, like you getting like upset and ripping it off and just a try.
I definitely felt the worst.
Neil's
bad
over
for
there
me.
having like a mini breakdown, and everybody's like breaking down.
And Ryan's not here, but when we left, Ian and I were like, I don't know what it is about Ryan, but
He's just an angel. I don't know.
just looked the best in his like solo shots.
Ryan looks
Ryan
cool as
is
fuck.
the coolest looking dude on the stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
No doubt.
That like when we finished shooting it, because like there were times where it would be like just us and Kyle or whatever, and like while you guys were swapping or whatever, getting ready for the next person. And when we finished shooting Ryan's, we were like, dude, I don't know. This guy just gets it.
Yeah.
Something about it, man.
I don't know what it is, but he has got it. He's got it. You were fine.
I think they meant to say Neill.
Oh yeah, Neill too.
Yeah.
The other Neill. And then there was one other shot that I know we talked about and we just kind of ran out of time, was the diamonds on the snare
Yeah.
and having those like pop up.
Oh yeah.
Like that would have been a cool. I remember asking Mike, I was like, is that going to like mess up your head? And he was like, nothing's going to rip this.
That's
and
true.
immediately I'm like, I can find a way.
Yeah.
It's Kevlar.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it was the only like shot though that we did truly miss because like we'd already taken down everything and then it was like yeah. But we don't go back.
I remember the one shot where we took everything out of the unit. I was doing like a vocal performance, and I was on the floor giving it 115%, and I'm like, damn, this is it.
Yeah.
Playing from the floor. I don't know was that you?
I think so.
Suggestion was, but I was like, that's it.
Because I think you might have like kneeled down or something.
I was like way too low or something.
Yeah, and then I was like, the next one, just stay on the ground.
Yeah.
And even when we finished, I remember walking out to you guys, and you were like, that was dope.
Yeah.
That and you screaming in the trunk had everyone captivated.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And I started out doing that, like mouthing the words, not actually screaming them. And you're like, just scream the words.
Yeah, because I think you even said that too.
Yeah, because you just show more intensity on your face.
I just feel like I can get really derpy with the real scream because I'm like putting everything into it, so I'm not thinking about the face.
No, that's the point.
We want to see the dirt.
Period.
Derpy hate.
Oh yeah, what's the meaning of the name? Gina kept asking me, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, we did have another name, but then we were like, yeah, it's kind of cringe. And then our friend Kasem was just like, yo, it'd be a hard ass name.
Delta 8.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that's pretty good. And then yeah, there's no meaning.
Well, no, it's
Just like this tattoo right here, there's just no meaning.
it's a play on Delta 8, so it's Delta hate.
We just thought you hated airlines.
Yeah.
That too.
So we have what I always do the math to see if we would have done all of this like union and professional.
Woo.
What the cost would be.
I usually
Do
have
I-
a good guess, but not this time.
It's not. Well, don't look at my laptop because the number's right there.
Are you including the Chinese buffet as part?
I don't. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know
Did
if
you
I
include that in the
meals.
cost?
I did.
Amateurs.
No, I do have a meals budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, we're over budget today, guys. No food for Kyle. Get him a jar of peanut butter.
I was
It'll be
just
fine.
thinking that. Yeah.
So do you guys want to take a wild guess on what it should have cost to do
$12,000.
what we did? What?
$12,000.
I would probably say 20.
$1 million.
A legit guess.
I kind of already seen it.
Oh,
so I don't
fuck
wanna-
you then. Do you know? I might have told you, but I might have not.
I mean, you might have. I probably forgot, but
We can see who does the math here.
it's not me. I would guess 30 grand.
So 12,
20.
20, 30,
1 million.
and 1 million. It should have cost $24,761.27.
I definitely see that between flying out, getting the car, having somewhere to stay, filming all day, editing, doing revisions. I mean,
Overtime, meal penalties.
exactly. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Post effects.
You
all
guys
that.
got stolen from. Actually, we
We
stole.
ripped you off, dude.
It's funny when you watch this episode in our intro, I say the same thing about you guys where I was like, we fucking got you.
Holy shit.
But it's just, we take our payment in the form of friendship here. And shirts. And shirts. I cannot emphasize shirts enough. Even though I bought mine already.
No,
Why'd you buy one,
whenever Brent told me you said you bought one, I'm like, what is this loser doing? Just send me your address.
Motherfuckers.
Send me your address. I'll send you anything you want. I'll send you
dog.
Winnie.
Yes.
Exactly.
Winnie's the obvious answer.
Winnie's my cute little baby dog. Insert photo here.
Yeah. Just hold it up and all there you go. Last question. What are you guys listening to right now, music wise? Neill first.
Soul Keeper.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's my answer. We literally listened to Soul Keeper on the way here.
Dude, I love Soul Keeper so
They're so
much.
good. We'll talk. We'll
Holy
talk about it
design.
after the pod.
Anything. Hold on. Anything Brent says is gonna also be my answer because he listens to the music that I put on.
No, you
Yo,
haven't.
Gabba Gabba.
No, I was just banging this yesterday. Big ass truck.
Okay. We listened to the new Volatile Ways album before we got here, and I've been just putting Nutshell on repeat, probably way too much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
Keep going.
just running eyes.
Can you add some reverb on that?
Yeah,
I'll do it in post.
yeah. But yeah, Alice in Chains.
Yeah, Alice in Chains.
I've just been in a transit hole. It happens like I'd probably say once a year.
Mm-hmm.
I just listen to nothing but transit for 2 months and then nothing again. So.
Sick.
That's not true because he put on Miami Horror for fucking 45 minutes, the same song.
I listened to it while I was throwing up this morning too, and I was like, it's still pretty good.
It's a good song. Not for 45 minutes.
In my memory from last night, I listened to it once.
Did you say throwing up this morning?
We went to a show we saw a microwave show yesterday.
Oh, the microwave convention.
Somebody drank a little too much because I bought him too much, and then he bought himself more.
What did you drink?
Just a bunch of vodka Red Bull.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
And then
So he's up and not there.
But yeah, when I went to the bathroom to throw up this morning, like on my phone, it was still playing, and I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is really good. All right."
And then for me, Soul Keeper also. Thanks for stealing my thunder.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Also, can I please plug my friends Fallen? They just put out a new single called Eclipse, and it. Can we play it right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's so good.
I'm gonna hear 3 seconds of it right now.
Nice.
That was okay.
That was good. Fallen is probably one of the best bands from Alabama. Sorry, everybody else.
I've actually been listening
Facts.
to them as well, only because I saw all your shirts. I was
So
like, what is
good.
this?
So good.
All right. Well, that's it. Back to California, and then we do.
They don't have this in California, or they don't do it like this in California.
I almost threw up. I held back. All right.
Oh.
So I have a story to tell you, and I wanted to tell you in person. I went to a show at Chain with Grant, right? Blind Wolf was a headliner. Yep. They were amazing. They were really good. This band Differences played before them. Also an amazing band. They have under 200 monthly listeners. Super tiny band, but they blew my fucking mind. There were 3 other bands there. I'm not gonna straight up say which band, but anyone who wants to do research, you can. And the singer's name is Dylan, so fuck you, Dylan.
Okay, fuck you, Dylan.
They start their first song. They're really good. Then he starts talking in between songs. The most fucking arrogant, just ego. And he's talking to the crowd going fucking move, guys, come on. And I'm like, earn it, motherfucker. Be good and the crowd will listen. But he's just immediately bullying, bossing people around. To the point where he got off stage and started shoving people. It was clearly his group of friends that were there, but he was like, move, start a pit. So they did or whatever. Then he tried to do a wall of death. Hadn't earned it yet, but everyone was like...
So 3 people walked into a circle together?
Yeah. Literally, the room split, but it was not a packed room. And then when everyone went, it was 7 people up front who ran into each other. And then he gets back on stage, song ended, he gets back on stage and he's like, guys, we talked about this. What's up with this open thing here? And I flipped him off. And I'm dead center with him. I flipped him off and he goes, really, dude, you're going to flip off the singer? And I just shrugged.
Just put 2 fingers. Yeah. Here's the second one.
But I just shrugged. And Grant starts laughing and he just turns and he's like, really, dude? To the singer? Grant was like, is this his first fucking show? Like, this is a term of endearment at a metal show, but not in this case. And it was clear. I was like hungry, so I was like not in a good mood. So I was like, fucking come here. And then last song, he was like, fight each other, target someone. And he gets off stage, and I'm like, he's coming to me. and like I was like, ugh, and I look at Grant, and he like steps away a little. I had this much of a drink left, and I was like, I stanced properly, and I was like, fucking come at me, dude. And then he like walks forward and just turned, and I was like, all right, averted. But it's so stuck in my head that I'm like, how are you getting mad on stage and saying, like, thinking you have so much clout to be like, I'm the singer. You respect me at 19 years old. Fuck you, Dylan.
Yeah, fuck you, Dylan.
Not naming the band because you don't deserve it, even though they were good. That's not like I will give them that.
I mean, how many bands out there though are good, but their lead singer is problematic or some other member?
Yeah, where's your Etid tattoo?
Yeah. Keith is innocent, all right.
No, a whole bunch of eyes is a great band. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're back from where the fuck did we go? Alabama.
Prattville.
And we missed Mike, and especially our golden child, Ryan.
Always.
And he sent his condolences while we were there, going like, sorry, dude, I thought I could get time off work.
Sorry, I sent him a love message as well.
Yeah. No, I was like, that's cool, dude. We only flew to the other side of the country to be here for a day. But it's cool.
Yeah,
we forgive you.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't. We never promote ourselves. I always forget to. So let's do that now.
Okay.
Ian, what is our process if somebody wants to hire the two boys?
I mean, first, I guess it starts with a text or a phone call or possibly an email from the website.
Yeah.
Because there is a form on there, I know, to email us. But I mean, I think it really just starts that way.
We don't do the normal thing where you just hire us and we shoot your concept. Because, again, that was the whole point is we're going to do something different and something a little more special.
Something fun.
So it's literally, once we start talking, we will pitch you ideas that fit your vibe.
Yeah.
At that point, you can approve the idea. So let's just do like Delta Hates.
Yeah, Delta Hate's a good one.
Let's just do Delta Hates thing. We pitched them the idea without like talking to them at all. We had just, because we had already talked to them for the John Candy video.
Yep.
They liked the idea. They gave a couple notes. I took away a few things. I added a few things. And we just kind of went through their songs, what they wanted, put it all together, sent it again. They approved it. Then I go through and I make it a script.
Yep.
It's more just kind of bullet points so that we have like a blueprint on set. And then we edit the fucking video. And then we give it to you.
Do you want it or what?
And again, I say this every time I reach out to a band. We try to make it super, super affordable. Because this is not the thing that pays our rent. We have other things to do that.
I mean, and the website will tell you other things we accept as well.
Yes. I always forget that we have that on there. Ian will sell your things if you have things but no money.
Give me your shit.
So that, I mean, it could not be an easier process.
I don't think so, no.
And you're gonna get some quality shit, man.
Yeah.
We need to like it first. So if we don't like it, we are the first barrier. But that's about it. You can go to justtwoboys.com or reach out to Javi Ben Media or buy tacos from me on Instagram.
All one word.
And there is a Just Two Boys Instagram. It's literally there to direct you to Javi Ben Media or buy tacos from me. We're not going to post anything. We're not going to accept any collabs on there. It's literally a directory.
I think it feels more personal that way anyways.
Yeah, and it's two of us. How much, like, I'm not going to run another account.
No.
I'm not going to run two accounts that post the same shit.
I mean, we'll travel to you. We didn't mention that, but
True. We went to Alabama.
yeah, we're LA based, but we will travel to you.
We did Sleep Cult in Salt Lake City.
Yep.
John Candy's sort of local, so they don't count. But then, yeah, Alabama doing 4 videos in 3 days.
Especially since previously in this video we've already talked about the price it costs anyways. I mean, we are well versed in traveling on a budget.
Yeah. And we communicate, I think, well leading up to it. So there's no surprises when we get there.
You do.
So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening. And thanks to Red Bull for sponsoring the podcast. You haven't yet. I'm just saying that for when you do. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.